What's going on, guys? It's Mike. Welcome back to another video on my channel, Sports Appetite. And today's video is a different kind of video. It's an update video. I'm updating you guys on what's happening in the NBA in the past week, and I will try my best to explain the returning NBA format as fast and as well as possible. I don't want to waste you guys' time. Let's get right into the video, guys. Well, on Thursday, which was the 4th of June, we got news that the NBA Board of Governors finally approved of a format in which the NBA season would be resuming sometime in June. And I think the thing with this format is it's quite complicated. It's one of the most complicated things I've ever seen in sports. So this video, I will be trying my best to explain it as well as possible and as fast as possible, because obviously I don't want to waste you guys' time. I will try my best to explain it properly for you guys. So on Thursday, which of course was the 4th of June, we got news that the NBA Board of Governors, which are the owners if you do not know, they finally approved of a format for the NBA to return sometime in July. And it's pretty fun. It's good news for every basketball fan. We all miss basketball. We want to see basketball back, and it's quite fun. Now in this video I will be explaining in detail and as fast as possible, because of course I do not want to waste you guys' time. I will be explaining the format and how it's going to pan out when the teams actually return to play. Now basically, I'll just put it as plain and simple as possible. Basically what they're doing is they're taking the top 22 records in the regular season from the time that the league was suspended. So the top 22 records is what they are taking to come back and finish this NBA season. So obviously you have 8 teams from the East who were in the playoffs already. They qualify, and 8 teams in the West who were in the playoffs as well. They also qualify. That totals up to 16 teams. Now the other 6 teams come from teams who were outside the playoffs, but whose teams were just 6 games or fewer behind the 8th seed in the respective conferences. Take note of that. 6 games or fewer. So teams who were just 6 games or fewer outside the playoffs are able to qualify and go to Orlando to finish the season. So in the East you have Washington, who I think is just 4 or 5 games behind Orlando for that 8th seed. And to be honest, I don't see them coming back at all, but they qualify. And in the West you have teams like Phoenix and Sacramento and the Pelicans. You've got these teams who still had a chance, who still were competing, contending for that playoff spot. So I think it's a pretty fair format, a pretty fair format for the NBA to resume with. Well, now that you guys know the basics, I will be going a bit in depth and trying to explain what this format actually has and its rules. So basically is when those teams come back, the 22 teams chosen who are eligible to come back, when they come back they will play 8 more regular season games. These are regular season games to decide the final seeding for the playoffs. They will be played. Those games will be selected from the remaining games the teams had in their schedule. I do not know how the NBA will pull that off, but they've probably thought it out already, and they probably have it all planned out, and that's what will happen. And you have to keep in mind, this gives those 22 teams the ability to reach the 70 game regular season mark, which of course makes them eligible for those local TV money. And I think that money will be big for the NBA's economy. But looking back at the format, probably the most complicated thing about this format is that I will give an example right now. In the West, obviously, the Memphis Grizzlies have the 8th seed right now. After those 8 games, if Memphis managed to hold on to that 8th seed, or you have the Trailblazers who were just 2 games behind, the Trailblazers at the 9th seed will have qualified for a play-in game against Memphis, which are the 8th seed. So the rule is, if a team manages to finish those 8 games but are still 4 games or fewer behind the 8th seed, they will be eligible, they will qualify for playing games to try and fight for that playoff seed. So if the Grizzlies finish the 8 games and they have the 9th seed locked in, and you've got the Trailblazers just 2 or 3 games behind them, there will be playing games. Now another complicated thing is, in those playing games, you will have obviously the 8th seed Memphis. They will have to beat the Trailblazers just once. That is a big advantage for them. They'll have to beat the Trailblazers once, and on the other side, the Trailblazers will have to beat them twice in a row. I don't know if you got that. Let me kind of recap it and re-explain it. In the format, when the season comes back, after those 8 regular season games are played and the playoffs are kind of set, they will look back at the seedings, and if the 9th seed in the conference is still just 4 games or fewer behind the 8th seed, they will play playing games, and in those playing games, the 8th seed will have to win just 1 game, but the 9th seed will have to win 2 games in a row to get that playing spot, and it will be really, really fun to watch. We've never seen anything like this in the NBA. Some crazy stuff can happen, and it will be really fun coming from someone who's missed basketball, who's missed sports for months now. I want to see it in obviously, as you all know, the season will be resuming in Orlando. Disney World is the site, and there will be rules, obviously, with coronavirus still out there. There will be medical staff, there will be officials and experts who will be there with the players to make sure it's as safe as possible. There will be tests run to make sure it is very, very safe, at least as safe as it can get. And it will be really fun to see, because we've missed sports so much for the past few months, and at this point we just want to see anything on our TV screens. Now, one thing I will say, I saw some news yesterday in which the NBA was considering adding crowd noises from NBA 2K20. I can't believe it. That is something I do not want to ever see in my life. Where is this world heading? Where are we heading? We're actually thinking about adding noises from a video game onto our TVs to simulate. I don't understand. I'd rather hear the players talking. I'd rather hear the sneakers screeching on the court, to be honest. I do not want to hear that. And it's kind of the same thing that happened in football. They were thinking about adding the crowd noises from FIFA 20, and I'm really happy it never happened, because I would never ever want to hear that. But anyway, guys, that's it for the video. I hope I've been able to kind of explain and make it clearer for some of you guys. That's it for today. If you enjoyed this video, if you made it this far, please like the video, comment down below. You can also subscribe, tap that red button down below, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out, guys.